SRIRAM's IAS, serving the nation since 1985. Ab offline, hoya online, we are the lifeline.
Hello students, welcome to SRIRAM's IAS. Welcome to this current affair class number 21. We have come up with you with the next important topic for your upcoming examination, and this topic relates to Panchayati Raj and why it is in distress. So the 73rd and 74th amendment was brought to the constitution in order to create a decentralized power, a sort of, to improve the federalism structure in the country and to create a third level of governance in the country, which was very important for the upliftment of people in country like India, where so many of the people live in villages. Still, maximum population lives in villages. Now there shall be some kind of governance structure in those villages or at the local level in order to develop those areas. Okay, with that mentality, with that aspiration in the heart, 73rd and 74th amendment acts were brought. But now if we see, there is an index which has came up which talks about the devolution of power. The index is the Panchayat Devolution Index of 2024, which has talked about distress in Panchayat. So distress is there because of several reasons. Now first we shall understand on what basis this index is saying that there is distress. So it has several parameters, or some of the parameters is this governance framework, the functions of the panchayats, the finances of the panchayats, the functionaries which are there in the panchayats, the capacity building and the accountability. So one important factor why there is distress is because of the accountability. There is very less accountability and transparency in the local level governance. Important thing to understand is that the governance framework is such that there are political hurdles, there are also bureaucratic hurdles in the development works at the panchayat level. Also, the state government has not devolved most of the important items to the panchayats so that panchayats can be empowered to collect taxes. So the finances are also not working properly. The functions are also not proper because they do not have the jurisdiction because of lack of devolution of items on which the panchayat can take decisions upon. Many of the states have not done that, and for that reasons even the functions of panchayats are not proper. They do not have proper mechanism, they do not have proper capacity to work, they do not have the jurisdiction to work as a local government body. So because of all these things, the report says that the Panchayati Raj system is in distress. This report is prepared by Ministry of Panchayati Raj, which is based on IIPA study, and evaluates the panchayat on 6 parameters which we have seen. So we had this idea in mind about the effective decentralization, which is now in distress. It's a very important news for your upcoming examination to understand. 73rd and 74th Amendment Act is in news, so questions can be asked. So a little bit about the 73rd Amendment Act, about the Panchayati Raj system in India, was introduced by 73rd Amendment Act. The decentralized governance for rural development. Since we have already seen that maximum population of India is living in villages, they are all engaged in agricultural activity, mostly are engaged in agricultural activity, and the empowerment of such citizens will finally empower India. So the local level governance is of great use. It is a very important topic for your upcoming examination. So there are 3 tier system. Even inside the village, if you see the village level, block level and district level, and there are regular election. The elections are held after the gap of 5 years. They are conducted under the supervision of State Election Commission, and there are reservation for women and SC/ST. 33% reservation is provided to women, which includes 33% reservation also to the women of the SC and ST community, and The reservation to SC and ST community is given according to their proportion in the population. Okay. There is also a State Finance Commission, which is a constitutional body which recommends about the finances, how much finances needs to be devolved to the state in order to build their capacity to work on their jurisdiction. But that all is not happening. That is the reason why Panchayati Raj system is in distress, this particular index tells about. So a little bit about achievement. See, everything is not at level 0. There have been development made, people have been empowered. Development has reached the ground levels because of the Panchayati Raj system. And we should be very thankful to that kind of system. But still it is not perfect and efficient. Still there is a scope for improvement. And whatever its level was, it is now decreasing. There are many reasons we have already discussed. One of the other reason is over dependence on centralized scheme, on centrally sponsored scheme. Also, that is the reason why the state and the Panchayati Raj are not getting prominence when it comes to governance because of the centrally sponsored scheme. Too many villagers are dependent on centrally sponsored scheme. So who is going to pay attention to the schemes run by the state government for panchayats, or the schemes run by, the programs run by panchayat themselves? That is the issue, apart from the finance issues and the devolution issues and the transparency and accountability and capacity building issues. So there are also achievements. For example, women participation or women development, emancipation has been great. There are more than 14 lakh women who were elected at different posts as ward member or as Gram Pradhan under this act, empowering women to a great extent. Local governance involvement, social sector programs are there, okay, and they are implemented at the Gram Panchayat level. So these social sector programs help the society to evolve, help the society to grow. They also have an economic component in it, okay. And if you educate people at the Gram Sabha level, for example, financial inclusion, opening up of the bank accounts, which were very much necessary, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar, Yojana, all that linkages which has came, GEM, Trinity, that was very important. It was a social change. At the same time, it was also triggering an economic change, an economic inclusion. Okay, so both the things, the social development and the economic development, are going hand in hand with schemes. And since maximum population of India are living in villages, it is very important to run all those schemes at the panchayat level, at the Gram Panchayat level, increasing local decision making. So all these things are important achievements when it comes to the Panchayati Raj institution, but there are also challenges such as technological shifts. Now, because of the coming of AI and other important technology, people in the villages are not that much literate or do not have the kind of capacity to train themselves in these new technologies. For example, let's take an example of this UPI system, which is prevalent in urban areas, but if you go to the villages, that's not so much prevalent. Still, people are afraid of transferring money online. They are afraid that they may lose their money. So this technological shift is a challenge. How to tell the people of the villages that it is perfectly safe to pay online instead of using cash. Governance issues are there. There is a decline in participation at the village level. This is another distress point in Panchayati Raj system, and there is over reliance on central scheme. We were discussing this centralized scheme. Limited administration. Only 20% of the state have devolved all 29 subjects under the 11th schedule. So when devolution will not be there, how can we think about the local politicians having enough power to develop their area or enough jurisdiction to work in their area. It becomes very difficult, and hence the report is talking about distress. So this state-wise performance is there. The top performance are, if you see, the southern state. This is an important trend which can be asked in your prelims examination. See, top performers are Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Biggest improvement has been seen in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. These are states with huge population. Population is great, and the number of villages, because the population is great and the constituencies are divided on the basis of population. So the number of panchayats will be large, they'll be great in number. So the maximum number of panchayats can be seen in areas which are highly and densely populated. And biggest improvement has also been seen in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Lowest performers are, if you see, these two are the northeastern state and Jharkhand. So these are important trends for your examination. Even a statement, objective or MCQ question can be framed on these trends about the performance of Panchayati Raj institutions in India, that the lowest performing states are the northeastern state. That can be made a statement in your prelims examination. Another statement can be about that southern state are the highest performing states, or showing the greatest improvement in the area of local governance. So these kind of questions can be made by UPSC when it comes to the trends, state-wise trends for performance at the local level governance. Rural population per panchayat. National average is 4,669. Okay. Most densely populated panchayat, West Bengal, Assam and Bihar. So see, Bihar is here and Bihar is here also. Most densely populated, and at the same time biggest improvement has also been seen. I hope you are understanding this video till now. Representation in Panchayati Raj institutions. If you see women representation, we have already seen about 14 lakh women have benefited from Panchayati Raj institution. They have represented one or the other levels in Panchayati Raj institution in the years after 1993, when the 73rd and 74th amendment was introduced. So their representation increased from 45.9% in year 2013-2014 to 44.44% in 2024. That's a great leap. But if you see, 44% of population engaged in Panchayati Raj institutions, it's a great thing. But from 45 to 46, this is only 1% improvement. Now these are important trends, that what has happened in last 10 years or in a decade, the improvement is very less. But if you see the overall improvement, it's good. Top 3 states are Odisha, Himachal and Tamil Nadu. Representation of the SC, ST and OBC community, if you see, highest is in Punjab. When it comes to scheduled tribes, the highest is in Chhattisgarh, and OBC the highest is in Bihar, as per the population composition of these states. So 94 crore Indians live in rural areas and 45% are engaged in agriculture. This is very important for you to understand how to develop these people. 94 crore people, that cannot be done until and unless you have a strong local bodies which are strong enough. They have their finances, they are transparent, they are accountable to the people. At the same time, devolution of funds and devolution of power has been made to them. All the 11th schedule items which are there, 29 items are listed, they must be devolved to the local panchayats in order for them to work properly and to uplift 94 crore people, to develop them. Engagement in agriculture, local level policies can be made by the Panchayati Raj institutions for the benefit of agriculture, for the economic benefit of people of that region. Those are important things. Empowered PRI, there's a formula given here. Empowered Panchayati Raj institution means better governance, transparency and development, which is unfortunately lacking, as we have seen in previous slides. There is no better governance, there is no better transparency and accountability, and development is also lacking because of lack of jurisdiction, lack of power, and at the same time lack of finances and capacity. So PDI highlights progress, but structured reforms are needed. There are still structural reforms needed. It has been 3 decades since this particular amendment was made and Panchayati Raj institutions were introduced in India, but still there are structural reforms which are needed, and they need to be worked upon quickly because a huge amount of population are still residing. India is not an urbanized country, it is a rural country. Okay. Strengthening local governance means stronger democracy. So when it comes to democracy, democracy does not only mean what is practiced in cities or metropolitan cities, but also what is practiced in grassroots level. For that reason, it is of paramount value for all of us to pay more focus on the grassroots level, local level governance. There shall not be any kind of distress, and these kind of reports which are very important and reflects the ground level truth must be encouraged. So thank you very much for joining me in this video. We will come up with next topic in the next lecture. Thank you very much and Jai Hind.